Toastmaster. So for your viewing presentation, after I finish my speech, I will upload
Well,
a
good morning,
themed
sunshine. Morning.
script.
Sunshine. There's no sunshine yet. What are you seeing? Oh, dude,
The
it's fucking
morning,
70 degrees and sunny
I
where I'm
will
at.
be
I'm over here. Oh,
uploading
wow.
a a themed script that you can look over. So I just wanted to let you briefly know that I used the downloadable form on our club site, and then I just tailored it with my own flair and my own musings. This is one of the coolest things about being the Toastmaster. If you don't like the theme or one isn't already available on the agenda, you get to choose it. And then you get to choose how the meeting ebbs and flows. And I also invite you to reflect on this question here on the slide and put your thoughts in the chat after you've had a few moments to think about it. How does the Toastmaster role shape the experience of the meeting? So, the Toastmaster overview. The Toastmaster is the guide's host and conductor. They set the tone, maintain flow and momentum, and support every participant, especially when things can go wonky like they did this morning and in technology. You just never know what's going to happen. A Toastmaster does not rush the meeting, they pace it slowly by slowly. Now, before the meeting, it is very important that you research and review the agenda. Research your theme. This is going to take you about 1 hour, maybe two, depends on how much you get into a rabbit hole on the theme, especially if you really find some fascinating stuff. And then with your little tidbits, have them about 1 to 3 minutes to share during transitions. You will have one little tidbit for your opening theme, 1 to 2 after each speaker, one after table topics, and one after the general evaluation. Now, preparation also includes not just the reviewing of the agenda, but contacting your speakers and role holders. So, a few days before the meeting, send out that email on the club website, ask for roles to be filled. If the speaker hasn't put an introduction or a speech title in there, just remind them with a gentle reminder, hey, could you upload your information? But as you see in many Toastmasters meetings, not everything goes as planned. Sometimes speakers forget to put their title and their speaker bio. So, what do you do as a Toastmaster? I'm so glad you're curious because I got the example for you. So, stepping up to the speaker plate is Bill. He's been with our club for 3 months and is ready to take a swing at a prepared speech. He's here to share what's on his mind from his Zoom screen to ours. Please welcome Bill. So, just really quick, really easy. If you don't even know a lot about him, if he's wearing a red sweater, you can say that. It's really about personalizing the speaker and then really winging it. You really learn how to wing it when you are a Toastmaster. So, preparation, it creates confidence, not just for the Toastmaster, but for everyone involved. And also anticipating transitions like John just beautifully did when I accidentally turned off my computer. He pivoted right to the table topics, which is a great DTM move. Now, during the meeting, as the Toastmaster, you keep the energy steady. If it's a heavier one, try to put a little bit of levity in it. However you want to have the meeting go, just remember you are in control of the ebb and flow of the meeting. You also initiate clapping during virtual podium transitions, or if you're in person, you will also clap and handshake at each transition. This also includes, during the meeting, keeping that agenda handy, because when you have the agenda handy, you are going to be able to stay on time. You're going to know who your grammarian is. You're going to know what order to introduce each person and each role. And just a little bit of advice. If no speaker has signed up, or let's say the speaker, there was only one and they had an emergency and now we have no speakers, you have two options. You can quickly do a quick YouTube search and just go get a fun TED Talk, 5 to 7 minutes. Even if you don't know what it is, that's okay, because when we listen to a prepared speaker, we don't necessarily know what they're going to talk about either, right? So it's just okay to grab a quick video to have on hand and share from your screen. But if you do share from your screen, remember to check the share sound under your text box when you're doing the share icon in the Zoom window. If you don't want to share a speech or you don't feel there's enough time, you can also just ask the Toastmaster to extend table topics. And this is where I highly encourage you, have at least 10 questions ready. I know that sounds excessive, but there are 8 of us on this call right now, and we've been averaging between 12 and 15 each week. So if we don't have a speaker, everyone could get a table topics opportunity. If time is an issue, if you're a little less on time because a speaker might have gone over or table topics might have gone a little longer than usual, then you can skip your tidbit and just go through each transition role as quickly as possible to make up a minute or two. And remember, keep that agenda handy at all times. This is where leadership becomes visible. You listen closely, you adjust as needed, and you guide the meeting forward. When this role is done well, speakers feel supported, the guests feel welcome, and members feel the meeting has purpose and flow. So I'm going to ask you again, how does the Toastmaster role shape your experience of a meeting? You can share that in the chat. But for me, it's like a conductor. The Toastmaster ensures everyone comes in at the right moment, creating a cohesive meeting experience. And now on to some of the other roles. They are not the same order as the agenda lists them for our particular club, but we will get the meeting going anyways. The invocation. These roles open the meeting after the president calls the meeting to order. What you will do in this role is share your thoughts, your musings, a short story, a poem, or just general encouragement. It's really up to you and what you would like to share. You could share art and talk about it. You have 1 to 3 minutes to do that. But the most important thing to have handy is a flag. Now, you're going to need to download a flag background, just like you would as a timer, or ask somebody in the club to provide one for you. They also do the Pledge of Allegiance, hence why you need the flag. The prepared speakers prepare various talks in various amounts of time. These are usually on a pathway, but don't necessarily have to be. They might just be practicing something. The general evaluator runs the evaluation portion of the meeting. They will call on the speech evaluators and also call for other reports. And one of the favorite roles to fill at all times is the table topics master. This is where you will lead the impromptu portion of the meeting. You'll come up with those at least 10 questions. You can stay on theme or choose a theme of your own. It's really up to you. And then finally, the timer. The timer raises her or his hand up in the corner like wonderful Chie is doing, and they will record times of all speaking roles. And then they will also just monitor how the meeting flows. Are we staying on time? Have we maybe gone over time and made up time? We all hear that in the general evaluation portion of the meeting. The grammarian and ah counter. Now, in our club, we combine these. These can be other roles, two different roles in other clubs. But for us, we combine them because it's a lot easier. The grammarian picks the word of the day. They also track interesting uses of the English language and capture those pesky filler words. And they also do this fun wave when they hear the word of the day, like legendary. And finally, listener comes after that. The listener is one of my favorite roles because it really has helped me to become a good, active listener. The listener pays close attention during the meeting and writes down different notes. And then you come up with 3 to 5 questions to ask during the general evaluation portion of the meeting. The humorist brings levity and helps us all to be better tellers of dad jokes and silly puns and shenanigans. And the teller, because who doesn't like a little competition, right? The teller keeps track of who won best speaker, best table topics, and best evaluator. Okie dokie. Each role strengthens a different communication skill. A parliamentarian. What in the world is that? Well, it's a Robert's Rules of Order fun factoid, but our club, we use it as needed. This person will ensure fairness and procedure, and they support order during formal business. The club officers, the behind the scenes of the leadership. The president is there to guide us and open our meetings. The sergeant at arms prepares the space. All the vice presidents of education, PR, and membership help to make sure that not only us as club members, but the community and visitors feel welcomed. The secretary and treasurer organize and help us stay sustained in each of our spaces as well and keep us very well rounded. Meetings succeed because officers prepare. So the key takeaways: roles create meeting quality. The Toastmaster role shapes the experience, and preparation benefits everyone. Leadership in Toastmasters happens one meeting at a time. And in conclusion, coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success. None other than Henry Ford tells us that. Thank you for listening to this presentation. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.